Hey, what is up, guys? So I found this video on one of my external hard drives, and I filmed this several years ago, and I just totally forgot about it. But it actually is kind of a cool little video, so I thought I'd go ahead and edit it and post it for you guys. It is a skateboard, obviously, and I'm started off right now just doing a black base coat. The only thing I did to prep this skateboard is, I sanded it with 600 grit sandpaper. So that's it. Here I'm just airbrushing in the edges, just getting it all black. I am using Wicked brand paint, one of my favorites, especially on hard surfaces. I just really like the way it covers. Flows nice too. But yeah, as far as the filming here, what I've done is I've attached a GoPro onto a pair of safety glasses, and just to kind of give you a first-person view. I wasn't sure how it would come out, but you guys let me know in the comments if you like it. I don't know, I haven't done this in a while, but it's definitely different. So I'm starting off with white here, just kind of mapping out the letters. I have pinned on the top of those shirt boards, I've pinned a piece of paper where I've already got the girl's name sketched out the way I want it to look. So it makes it a little bit easier, and for me when I'm mapping this out, and also I can show her what it's going to look like in advance. So you know, this wasn't a super expensive paint job, but I still think I don't like. It was several years ago, so I'm not totally sure, but I'm confident it was 150 bucks to do the paint and clear and everything. So you know, I wanted to make sure it was right, and I showed her, and obviously she liked it. Yeah, so I'm mapping it out and filling it in. I'm using opaque white. So weird seeing this view, but it does give you a good idea of what I see when I'm painting. So that was the idea when I attached that GoPro. Okay, so yeah, I've sped it up here a little bit because I'm just doing the same thing on each letter. I'm mapping it out and filling it in. Here we go. Yeah, just sketching it and filling. This is a good way to do it because you can mess up and it's easy to fix. So now I'm dusting in some color around the outside. Basically there is going to be a color glow around it. And most of my color paints are transparent, so in order for you to be able to see them, they need to have a white base. So I've got a plastic bag, and what I'm doing here is I'm gonna attempt to give it a little bit of a faux finish. So I'm spraying some white paint on that bag, and while it's wet, I'm just dabbing it, you know, in random spots to give it kind of a messy faux finish. Because it's white, it doesn't matter if it overlaps onto the letters at all. I'm just doing that all around. So now I'm going in with the white again, and I'm making the glow around the letters a little bit brighter. So the color I use really stands out. All right, looks like I'm grabbing magenta. That is a custom mixed color. I've mixed purple and hot pink together, 50-50. Gives you a really nice magenta. I'm being a little bit careful here not to get on the letters, but you're going, because I'm not spraying really sharp lines here. I'm gonna get some overspray on the letters, but that's totally fine. I can go back in and clean that up. So yeah, this is a transparent color, so it's really only covering the white parts. It gets a little bit on the black, but mostly you only see it on the white. Okay, looks like I'm just cleaning up some of the edges here with black, shaping it the way I want it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going back with the white. And like I said a minute ago, I'm cleaning up where the magenta overlapped onto the letters. It's not a lot, but it is some overspray, so it needs to be cleaned up. So yeah, we'll speed that up a little bit. I'm just going to do this around every letter. Looks like I'm grabbing hot pink there, fluorescent pink. And start adding some color. First thing I usually do if I haven't touched a color in a while is I'll give it a little shake, and that mixes up the color. Sometimes you get a little bit of separation with the paint. Now I'm grabbing an old needle, and I'm opening up that hole in the top of the paint bottle. All things you have to do, and I'm picking the tip to get any any dried up paint that's on that needle, picking it off. All these things you have to do to keep a good working airbrush. You want it to flow really, really nice. So these are all things you have to do. So I'm adding a little line there, just making it kind of bumpy at the top and then filling it all in at the bottom. This customer, she wanted it to be very colorful, so I normally wouldn't add more than a couple colors, maybe 3, but if I remember correctly, she wanted it to be very colorful, so that's what we're gonna do. Man, that pink is bright. She's gonna love that. Guys, this is real-time painting. You know, I'm for the most part just showing you exactly how long it takes for me to do this stuff. I'm speeding it up in a few spots, but for the most part, this is it. So I'm gonna add some designs at the top here. Like here's some little bubbles. Yeah, and there's some little stars. Just some cute little girly things. So I apologize for the echo here. I'm actually in my garage that I've turned into to my studio. So there's a little bit of an echo, but I've got my wife and my kid inside, or one of my sons inside, and they're sleeping, so do what you gotta do, right? All right, looks like I'm switching to yellow. This doesn't look like fluorescent yellow, but no, I think it's just a regular yellow. But I'm gonna go ahead and cover part of that hot fluorescent pink, and it's gonna make a really nice bright orange. So that blends really well. I'm just fading it in. I'm not making a sharp line on that yellow. So I'm coming in now with fluorescent green. Gotta shake it up because I haven't used that green in a while. And I'm gonna do the same thing, just kind of fade it down so that that yellow and that green blend in nicely. All right, looks like it's time for black. After I dry this paint, on hard surfaces, you really have to make sure that it's good and dry before you come in and try to do any tight lines, or else the paint will spread on you and it'll totally mess up. And then you'll have to let it dry and then sand off the spots that's messed up on. So I'm going in with a really sharp edge, sharp line, you know, to outline these letters. After I do this, I'm going to go back in and give it a bolder outline. I keep looking up there to look at my reference sketch. I'm going to make sure I'm drawing this correctly. As you can see, I'm overlapping the letters a little bit, but I'm trying to make it look like they're blended together, like they're almost welded together. I think it looks really neat. Really good graffiti artists do that, and much better than I do. But I always thought it looked really good, so I try to mimic that in some of the graffiti style letters that I do. So here I'm going in and bolding in the outline, give it more of a dramatic look. This also helps shape the letters in places that I think are too skinny or too fat or too whatever. I can kind of shape it the way that I want. Gotta get my Starbucks cold brew iced coffee. What's your all's drink? Let me know in the comments. You know, once I get used to watching this camera view, it's not too bad. I don't know if this is better than just having it perched right over my shoulder, but you can't see my nose or anything, and my hands don't seem to get in the way, so this isn't too bad actually. I don't think. So yeah, that looks really nice. So now I'm going in and adding some drips. I love me some graffiti drips. Makes that paint look wet. Looks like I'm switching to white. Get that tip clean, and yep, white. Gonna add some highlights on all these corners, just to make it look like it's shiny. I could have just used dots here if I wanted, but these little soft dagger strokes work really well. Okay, so now I'm adding it's an inline. It's like just one more highlight layer. So basically the right side of each letter is gonna have a white line. That's kind of give it a 3D-ish look. Makes the letters pop a little bit more as well, I think. This takes a really, it takes two things. One, you have to have a lot of airbrush control, which means a lot of practice. And two, you gotta have an airbrush that's working and flowing really well. So you gotta have paint that's flowing well, and you have to have a good working airbrush. Here I'm just adding some starbursts. It's basically 4 dagger strokes, and then a blurry fill in the middle gives it that flash of light, like the light hit it and it's just bling. So yeah, that looks really cool. All right, so what am I doing now? Oh, okay, I'm using my splatter stencil to shape the edges of where that magenta is, just so it's not like a fade. This kind of looks like a fade that's kind of got a splattery look to it. Not sure exactly why I went with this, but there must have been something that I didn't like about the fade and wanted to give it another layer. Still, it looks cool. I'm just trying not to use the same part of the stencil right next to each other in 2 places. I want it to look a little bit more organic. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's see, what am I? Oh, okay, so this is, I remember the girl brought me this picture. She wanted that drippy diamond on each corner of the skateboard. So I just went in and printed it the size that I wanted, and then I took an X-Acto knife and cut it out. That's just a graphic that I found doing a Google search. So that's how I got that. I'm just spraying it with white. And again, this is just a piece of paper. I'm only going to use this stencil one time, so paper is the easiest to cut. So that's what I used. So right now that stencil is, the paper is really wet, the paint on it. Also, okay, so you fold over the edge like that, and that keeps overspray from getting on different places. So I'm drying that paint so that it doesn't bleed. When I do the other side, I don't want that wet paint to kind of bleed onto the skateboard. And see where I folded up the corner there? That's going to catch that overspray so it doesn't get onto the lettering. It's a simple little trick. It works really well. I'm not spraying too heavy here because I don't want to blast through that paper stencil and get underspray through this. I'm just going real soft and layering it a few times and building up that white. Looks like I'm grabbing blue, clean off that tip and start spraying. Looks like I'm going heavy on the top and then fading it down to a lighter blue on the bottom. Yep, there you go. So what I did as far as a sealer and a clear coat on this was I used polyurethane, brushed it on, came out really slick. I wish I had a picture of it, but I couldn't find it. But there you go, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.